Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. As soon as I clicked the button, my nose started itching over here like there's hair on it. There's no hair on it. So you get that little itching and you can't get it off on the side of your nose. That's Grandma. She's going, I know, I know, I know. Not I knows. I know, I know, I know. So look for that little itch. It just seems like it comes out of the blue. Anyway, don't forget, this is not an exact science. So sometimes you gotta think outside the box a little bit. If you don't remember it now, you'll remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. And they don't always tell us what we want to know, they tell us what we need to know. I let them run the show, it's their show. Grandma kind of had this like this knowing, like she just knew stuff, and I don't know if I'd want to call it. I don't know if I'd want to call it psychic, and yet it is because I have that knowing that I just know something. I don't need to see it or hear it or whatever. And she had that, like she just knew how you felt. And she was kind of like a big empath. She just knew. She knew. And she's telling you now she knows. She knows. Now it's kind of okay. She's going back to the no. She's wanting this no, I know. Um, what was the show? Was it Bewitched? Where she always did this? She wants you to do kind of the same thing. Whenever you feel like you need her close, whenever you're having a bad moment, whenever you're troubled, I'm listening to her. She wants you to do this. Only it's not on the end of the nose like Bewitched. She wants you to do this. This is going to be like your secret little symbol, your secret little sign between the two of you. Now I'm itching over here. So use that when you want her to show up, even though you may not see her or hear her. Just because you can do this anywhere. Just go like this, and you don't have to say anything. She's gonna know. She knows. She just keeps saying that. I promise you 1,000%. They can hear you. They can see you. She knows what's going on. And that's pretty cool. I've never seen anybody do that. Okay, well, Grandma says the pain is kind of your own making. That you're taking things on too deep. You're taking things on upon yourself too deep. Guilt. And then she goes, guilt. She's stretching that word out. Why do you think everything's your fault? Everybody has their own path. What they're doing is not your fault. It's, it's something. I didn't quite hear it. It's their path to lead. It's not because of something you said or did. I'm not sure who she's talking about, or if she's just talking about people in general. I don't know if maybe you take on other people's things and you think it's because it's something you said or something you did or didn't do or something. She, okay, she goes, it's their path that they would do even if you, say that again, they would do even if you did or didn't say anything. I'm not sure who they are. Like I said, this might just be in general. Maybe you take on a lot of people's stuff. She's going back. So this is going to kind of help. She's going to help ground you. She's going to help center you. she's she's making me feel like my butt my butt is like concrete, like heavy, like I'm weighed down, almost like it's concrete, and I just probably cannot stand up out of this chair. But then it almost feels like a magnet too, like I'm just being stuck. I'm being stuck right down. I cannot get up. Not because I have a big butt, but because she's trying to, oh my gosh, they use such cryptic things sometimes. It's you just feel like you can't get up and move on. You feel like you can't get up and walk. You just feel like you don't want to. You are stuck in this chair in this moment and you don't want to go any further. But she says you have to. You have to force yourself. Has a little bit different analogy there. Just anything else about that? She's showing your legs feel like rubber, like wet noodles, like you don't have the strength to stand up from this heaviness. Why she's using the bed, I'm not sure. But I kind of like it. But your legs feel like wet noodles, and you don't feel like they're strong enough to lift up the heaviness that you have. And actually, the butt area would be like your root chakra, and you'd have Google. I don't remember what each of the chakras means, but it's anyway. Google what characteristics the root chakra holds. So that would be the things you need to work on, right, on your root chakra, the safety and the stability. And I think, ooh, don't quote me on that. I'd have to, I'd have to stop. Hang on. All right, she wanted me to go ahead and Google it, so I'll read it real fast. Root chakra. It's the chakra of stability, security, and basic needs. It grounds you to stability in your life. This includes basic needs such as food, water, shelter, safety, as well as your emotional needs of interconnection and being fearless. So she's wanting you, and go to YouTube, type in root chakra meditation, root chakra clearing. There's going to be scads of stuff to look at. And what I do, because there'll be so many to pick from, what I do is when I click on it, if the person talking or something with their voice, some of them make you sound like your fingers are going down the chalkboard, fingernails screeching, go pick another one. Pick the one that feels good, the words, the tone. And anyway, work on that root chakra. She wants you to work on that. So use YouTube. It's free. There's scads and stuff on there. Scads and scads. Hundreds. So Grandma says if you can work on that area, so maybe she was a little psychic. She definitely has the knowing. She does this again. Because she's gonna. I think she's gonna keep doing this. Okay, now I'm not sure where she's going with this. You hurt in your gut from some guilt that's not yours. So now we're talking about the gut, which is another chakra. There's something that you just cannot let go of the guilt. But she says you need to because it's not yours. You cannot own it. It's not yours. So whatever the first thing that comes to mind, whatever this big guilt is that you got that knot in your gut, I don't know if you have any clue how to visualize, because this is how we do our clearings and our work and stuff a lot. Visualize taking this ball out of your gut area and handing it to her. Hand it to her. You don't, not a real ball, just look at it. Pull it out and look at this ball. See what color it is. See how big it is. How hard is it? Is it soft? Is it hard? This is seriously the way that we do energy work. And you hand that ball to her and you give it to her. You can write on that ball if you want to. Imagine writing guilt or whatever on this ball. Hand it to her. I promise you it will help. You may have to do it over and over and over because I know when I would do things like that, I would end up taking it back and go, oh, no, no, no. Then you got to give it back. You cannot take it back. Once you give it to her, you have to let her keep it. Let her handle it. She knows what to do. She says there's a guide. Like I said, I don't know how much you know about this stuff. There's a guide you need to call on called the Joy Guide. Don't have to know their name. Just say, I want my Joy Guide to step in and help me. And then you have to allow. And they will bring you something uplifting, something fun, something to put a smile on your face, something to help you to have more joy in your life. You have to be willing to accept it. You have to be open to it. They can bring you all the awesome things in the world and you can say no. I know I do it all the time and then my guides go, oh, geez, Rhonda, you asked for this and we brought it to you and then you went no. I do it. I go, what a dummy. Okay, she's also showing an older male. Not elderly, but older, like maybe a father type figure. And I'm not even sure if he's here or there yet. She's showing him walking up behind you as you have your head bent down, and he puts his hand up on your shoulder. This is different. So you should be able to feel either one side or the other. Kind of up here is where he's showing. And he puts his hand up there, so it should feel like a warmth, a tingling. Could feel like bugs crawling. Feel like a hair you can't get off your shoulder. Sometimes they get so intense when they try to get your attention. It's like pins sticking you. And I go, hey, you tell them back off. That hurts. Sometimes they don't realize their own strength, I think. Or they try hard enough. If you're not paying attention, they're going to get your attention. I believe this male is up there, so he's like a father age, and it could be, when I say father figure, it doesn't have to be blood relation. It could be somebody that just felt like a fatherly figure, fatherly connection. Does not have to be blood related. That is trying to help you too. So that person is going to be a very strong influence trying to help you too. Just call on them. Call on them, but then you have to be open. You have to be ready to do it. Grandma says to wipe your tears. Wipe your tears. Lift your head up. Look at the sun. Don't look at your shoes. Look up there. Give thanks that you can see the sun. Look at the clouds. Give thanks you can see them. Actually look at how beautiful just that is. It's a miracle that you can see it. We don't even consider things like that miracles, but it is. You could be somebody that can't see it. You could be somebody that can't get outside and see it. She said you need to be more grateful for what you already have. And you still have me. And him, whoever he is. I don't know if they're going to tell me. It's their show. I let them do whatever they think they need to. I don't know what part of the country you live in, but she's showing you getting outside and walking down the sidewalk. I don't know if she wants you to go a certain place, going down to a stop sign, looking both ways. She's making it like you have to actually decide after you look both ways that you want to cross that street. You have to set the intention, you have to make the decision to cross that street. Not sure what it is about crossing the street, or if she's trying to be cryptic and kind of use it as something you have to decide. She's got very strong energy. She's almost like a very wise sage type person. Like I said, she's got that knowing. I don't know how to describe her energy right now. Very loving, very strong, very wise. She says you don't have to be pretty to be wise. I like that. Okay, she says you're wasting time and time is precious. You have things to do in this life. You have things to do. And you need to get out there and start doing them. And it's like she's reaching down and she's grabbing your arm and she's pulling on you. She's actually pulling on you. Come on, let's go. Time to go. It's time to get things done. Let's go. Now, hang on, I'm asking her something. She's not showing me yet. All right. I don't know, maybe she just has, but she says she's going to send a female about your age, and I don't even know how old you are, that is going to help pull you out, help pull you out, that will not go in and waller with you, that will not listen to that, that will show you the other side of the brighter side. A very positive person, female, about your age, very gentle, very loving person. It has either just entered your life or going to enter your life or re-enter your life. I'm not sure. Didn't say for sure. Now you can slam the door on her, but be best not to. Grandma's sending her. She's not gonna waller in pity. She's gonna bring you up out of that. Help anyway. But you have to do your part. She says, make hay while the sun shines. Sometimes you smell her perfume, and she's showing that she's going to make it very strong. She's going to make it very strong because maybe she's done it before and you haven't noticed it. And usually, not always, sometimes it's a lot more. You'll get that whiff. It'll just kind of go by. Like every morning I woke up for 2 weeks and smelled chocolate chip cookies. Never did figure out who it was, but you'll get that whiff of her perfume, which she said she didn't wear a lot, very often. And when you get that, say, I know that's you, Grandma. Thank you. I love you. Validate her, acknowledge her, ask her to bring you more. You can be outside, you can be in the store, you can be in your car. Doesn't matter where you're at when you get it. Okay, she's showing me, I don't know how this can be. I asked her about signs. She's showing me a German Shepherd dog sitting there. Sitting. Ears. Actually, the German Shepherd that has the taller ears. I don't know what kind of dog that is, but there's some of them that have the taller ears. But that's what she's showing right now. And somehow that's going to be a sign. And she's not saying if somebody close to you has a German Shepherd like that, watch that German Shepherd, or if you have one, because animals and small children can see and hear them like nothing. It's no big deal. You'll see, you might see a cat playing with nothing in the air. That's because somebody's there playing with them, or a dog might bark at the corner where there's nothing there, but they see something there. Gosh, they always make my head itch. But she's also talking about this German Shepherd sitting there being a sign. So when you see one on TV, I mean, I guess you don't see a lot of them, but you walk through the store, there might be a statue of one sitting there, and you might just feel your head pulled that way, and there's a statue of a German Shepherd, maybe a little thing. Just know that that's her getting your attention, trying to tell you she loves you, that she's there. She's talking about a little bitty bell tinkling. A little, it's almost like a little, the little bells you have like at Christmas time or something. Just little bell, little, just barely a little tinkling. You don't always hear it with these ears. We actually have ears up here that are telepathic ears. Sometimes you hear it with that. Now the grandson's dog just came up the steps. I just heard her, and her collar almost sounded like a little bell tinkling when I said that. Her tag on her collar was tinkling as she came up the steps. I could hear her. Maybe it's the collar, maybe it's the tag on a dog. I don't know, but it's like a little bitty bell tinkling, and that just happened. And usually anything that happens while I'm doing a reading pertains to you. Quit making my head itch. She says sometimes you just feel her. I don't know how to explain it because everybody feels them different. It depends on you, depends on their energy. Everybody feels it different, but you can just kind of, you know how you like when you feel like somebody's watching you? It's you just know, that there's somebody watching you, or there's somebody standing behind you, and yet they're not saying anything or moving. You feel her. You feel her. So start trusting that it's her and this man. I think they're kind of both working together, but they're working on two different things, kind of, sort of, but yet the same thing. I don't know how to explain it. Grandma says you will be okay if you let go of it. Let it go. It's not your burden, and it was time for me to go. You cannot take upon yourself what God has done. Ooh, never heard that before, and she was very strong about that. You cannot take upon yourself what God's will is. She says you need to stop that, and you need to let me in and let me help, because that's what grandmas do. And I love you. You're very strong. Let it out. And now my butt's feeling lighter. Thank goodness. I don't need my big butt feeling any heavier. So it's like, let quit hanging on to something that God did. It's not yours. You didn't do it. Um, Release that stuff. And as she was saying that, then my butt didn't feel so like it was concrete. Didn't feel so heavy. It felt like I should stand up. I love my people on the other side. She says you're going to have the smell of coffee too. So like I said, you can be outside, you can be in a store, you can be, I mean, if you're walking by a coffee pot, that doesn't count. But get that whiff of coffee, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, tell her you know it's you. I've asked my people to not send all the scary stuff if they're just coming in to see a loved one, because then they think their house is haunted if they're banging on stuff. So they like the bells and the smells. All right. She says, go take a shower, bath, whatever, and imagine. So she must think you can visualize, or maybe you already know how to do it. But imagine all of that stuff coming off of you, not the stuff you can see, not the dirt you can see, but all that negative stuff coming off of you, and watch it go down the drain when you let the water out. Literally watch it. Um, Taking a bath in a little Epsom salt with a little lavender or something. What else? Sometimes some people put baking soda in there. I'm not sure why. Is it baking soda? I think so. I don't use that, but I like to just buy the lavender Epsom salt. It's already there and throw some in the water. And then watch that shit go down the drain. It will honestly, you might have to do it several times. It will honestly lighten you and raise your vibration. So just call on her. Call on her for whatever she was good at when she was here. And she's doing this again. Call on her, and that's all you have to do. Will she be there every single second of every single day? Maybe not. Probably not. Just call on her. And then watch it work its magic. She's handing you a single red rose, and then it almost looked like it turned into a tulip. So I'm not sure why. I don't know. Maybe you've given her both flowers. It's not for me to know. I'm just her voice. She goes like this. She goes, I love you with my whole heart. I know you miss me. She goes, peace. Peace. I want peace for you. She says to use this sign too for peace. Peace for yourself. Every so often, do this. Bring me peace. Bring me peace. Bring me peace. Bring me peace. Just when you go in the bathroom, if you work, just go in there and just do that. Just do that. Promise you. Grandma knows. All right, she's gonna leave you with this. She says she truly wants you to work on this. Once you let go of the burden, it's like she shows like your light just comes out like that. Don't question God's will. And she just bent down and gave me a kiss on the back of the neck. So that will also feel like maybe a little spot of warmth, or could feel like a pin sticking you. Could feel like a hair. Could feel like a bug crawling. It could be just a little kind of low on the neck. This is my right side. Sometimes it makes a difference. Sometimes they do it exactly. She says you can be anywhere and you can just go like this. Nobody else will know. It'll be between you and her. Or this. I don't have my keys with me. I actually have a little bitty peace sign that's on my key ring. It's actually a joke with a friend and I, but she would like for you to get something like that. Something that you can visually see. And it doesn't have to be big and nobody else needs to know why. And her and this male are going to help bring you peace. And don't forget the female coming, or maybe just has come, about your age. It's going to help lift. Go Google. Go YouTube. Root chakra. Grandma's reminding. Usually I forget what I say in the very beginning, but Grandma's reminding. She truly wants you to do that. Okay, she says she's going to leave you with these lessons, with this homework. She wants you to work on it. If you don't, she's going to be poking at you. She feels like this is what you need to work on right now. Then there'll be another step. Okay, much love to you, my dear. She's leaving. Grandma knows best. Okay. She says, most of all, I love you. Don't forget that. All right, she's leaving. Much love to you. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice. Listen to Grandma. Grandmas know best. Believe me, I'm a grandma. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. Thank you.